Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at Rupavahini. We are ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I'm ChannelEye.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines. Salary increment for government servants from next year. A mechanism to prevent and solve disputes in the government sector. Postal voting in the general election will be held tomorrow. President says the government expects to reduce the electricity bill considerably. Central Bank asserts that no printing of money has been done by the government. Hezbollah organization gets a new leader.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top story. The cabinet spokesman, Minister Vijitha Herat, says that salaries of public servants will be increased from January.
At the press briefing held today to inform the cabinet decisions, the minister stated that Ranil Wickremesinghe has not allocated any money to increase the salaries. Cabinet spokesman Minister Vijitha Herat said that the government is willing to increase salaries for both the government and private sector employees. He said that, however, we have to take relevant decisions according to the funds available at the Treasury. He added that former President Ranil Wickremesinghe has presented a proposal to the then cabinet and taken a decision to increase the salaries. He said that, however, the former president has not checked whether there are funds for this purpose. He said that the former president speaks about experiences. He added that if the former president was an experienced politician, he would check whether there are funds for this purpose. He further said that without consulting even the Treasury, the former president has taken such decisions. He said that former President Gotabaya had also taken such decisions and stated that what he says is the circular. He added that finally former President Gotabaya ended up in a mess. The cabinet spokesman stressed that previous government had taken a decision last January to increase salaries by 10,000 rupees. He said that it was implemented from April. He said that it is also said that the arrears from January to April would be paid in October this year. He said that, however, such a decision as a 5,000 rupees per month would be paid from 1st of January 2025. The cabinet spokesman said that thereby the previous government had deceived the government employees by lying. He also said that as the finance minister, former President Ranil Wickremesinghe has deliberately cheated the people. He said that on political stages, former president is boasting that there are funds to increase salaries. He also said that present government will never deceive the public servants. It will definitely increase the salaries of the government employees from next year. The cabinet spokesman further said that the arrears of 5,000 rupees allowance will also be paid from next January according to the relevant circular.
And meanwhile, the government has focused attention to introduce a mechanism to prevent disputes in the state sector and resolve them. The cabinet proposal presented by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya in this connection was approved by the Cabinet of Ministers. The new mechanism is scheduled to be implemented within the period 2024 to 2026. A sum of $2 million has been granted by the UN General Secretary's Peace Building Fund for this purpose. The project is to be implemented by a committee co-chaired by the Secretary of the Ministry of Labour and the UN Resident Coordinator. The Cabinet has also granted approval to sign an MOU between Sri Lanka and Institute of Biotechnology Private Company and the Ohio State University in the USA to develop biotechnology industry. The proposal was presented by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. Through this project, it is expected to promote health sector and many other sectors related to the biotechnology. The Cabinet has also granted approval to offer the contract of providing liquid petroleum gas needed to Litro Gas Sri Lanka Company for the year 2025 to Ocube Trading Limited. The proposal was presented by President Anura Kumar Dissanayake. The supply has been selected by the government procurement process.
Postal voting for the coming general election will commence tomorrow. It will be for election secretariat officers, district secretariat officers and police officers. Voting for other government institutions will be done on 1st and 4th of November. Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayaka said that a total number of 759,083 applications were received, and out of that 21,181 were rejected. 737,902 voters have been qualified to vote during these 3 days. He added that these voting centres will be operated in the same way as the normal voting centres. He requested voters to carry along with them national identity card or a valid driving licence or a valid passport when they come for voting. He pointed out that the office identity card is in no way a valid document and added that the same cannot be used in voting. He also added that the index finger of the left hand will be marked in the process of voting. Senior Deputy Postmaster General Rajitha K. Ranasinghe says that sealed packets containing ballot papers have already been distributed. He added that leaflet mentioning the names and numbers of the contestants along with ballot papers will be issued this time by the Postal Department. Senior Deputy Postmaster General Rajitha K. Ranasinghe said that the Postal Department has received a registered packet containing ballot papers from returning officers at the district secretariats situated island-wide. 90% of the distribution of ballot papers have already been completed, and it is expected that all the registered packets containing ballot papers will be received by the certifying officers concerned by tomorrow.
President Anura Kumar Dissanayake says that the government expects to reduce the electricity tariff by a considerable amount in the future. The president stated that the government will take actions to build the country's economy and provide tax concessions to people accordingly. The President made these remarks at a discussion held today at the President's office with the representatives of the Chamber of Commerce. They also stressed that the entire country will be digitalized within the next 3 days. The government has already started the mediation for this purpose. The President stressed that in taking decisions regarding the power and energy sector, priority will be given to autonomy of the power and energy sector. Required changes are scheduled to be made in the Electricity Board to provide an efficient public service. Problems and future targets of many sectors including insurance of banking, constructions, tourism, plantation, industry and small and medium scale business insurance were lengthily discussed at this meeting. The President said that skilled and capable officers will be appointed to the diplomatic service to find out new international market opportunities and to develop export industry. Meanwhile, representatives of the Chamber of Commerce told the President that they are ready to support to build up the economy without getting a salary or any allowance. All areas in the country has been named as prone to African swine fever and breeding respiratory syndrome. This is stated in the extraordinary gazette notification issued under the powers vested with the Director General of Animal Production and Health. It has been identified that these diseases are vulnerable to pigs. According to the gazette notification, transport or disposal of pigs, pork, allied materials or anything infected to other areas has been banned. Slaughtering infected animals using artificial breeding methods or displaying infected animals at markets have also been banned. In addition, sale of products manufactured using parts of such animals, storage, disposal or distribution have been prohibited as well. According to the gazette notification, those who violate these regulations will be dealt with the law. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Animal Producers Association Ajith Gunasekara told the media that this disease can be prevented using proper biosecurity measures. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Animal Producers Association Ajith Gunasekara said that especially small and medium-scale producers are requested to be vigilant over the matter that some cases have been identified from the western, north central and northwestern provinces at present. He said that the Animal Production and Health Department has informed to follow biosecurity processes constantly, and he said that some have been asked not to transport animals from one farm to another. He added that outsiders should not be allowed to visit the animals or to enter the farm premises. He further said that this disease can be prevented if properly followed the bioprotection measures. Meanwhile, the chairman of the government's Veterinary Surgeons Association, Sisira Piasuri, says that people should not have any unnecessary fear over this matter. Chairman of the government's Veterinary Surgeons Association, Sisira Piasuri, said that there is no problem in consuming pork and other items purchased from proper marketplaces. He said that in addition, people should not have unnecessary fear over this matter since this has not yet been scientifically identified.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Vijitha Herath says that the new government has not done any printing of money freshly. Cabinet spokesman Minister Vijitha Herath said that there is a methodology in general in the central bank to issue new treasury bills and bonds when they are expired. The minister added that new loans have not been taken and any new printing of money has also not been done. He added that printing of money cannot be done and the government asserts that such a thing never happened. He pointed out that any monetary note printed freshly has to carry the signature of the Minister of Finance. A monetary note has not been issued with the signature of President Anurukumar Dissanayake, who is also the Minister of Finance. He requested to provide information in case a note has been issued under his signature. Minister Vijitha Herath pointed out that false information are being circulated indicating that the government had printed new monetary notes to the tune of 1 billion rupees. According to the central bank, recent reports about the printing of money to the tune of 100 billion rupees is baseless. Market activities and providing liquidity is being considered as a normal activity by the central bank. Various market activities are done in order to maintain price stability through the management of interest rate. The central bank, in a special communique issued today, states that this cannot be pointed out as a soft printing of money. Financial reserves in Sri Lanka has been increased by 147 billion rupees so far this year, which is sufficient to accommodate economic activities. The increment recorded in the finance reserves this year has been mainly due to the purchase of foreign exchange by the central bank. Central banks world over conduct similar market activities in order to manage the bank liquidity, and these operations are considered as normal. Reports detailed about financial operations and auctions done in various normal market activities by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. It has been pointed out that any kind of printing of money has not been carried out for the financing of the government budget, and issuing of money in an undue manner has also not been done. The communique further states that what has happened is a normal process in order to reach the target of price stability of the central bank.
Prime Minister Dr. Harani Amarasuri says that the government is preparing wider plans to increase investment on education. She added that education and development policy has also been arranged at present. Prime Minister Dr. Harani Amarasuri expressed these views at the International Research Conference in Colombo today, organized by the Sri Lanka University Librarians Association. It has also been organized under the title of Artificial Intelligence, Revolutionizing Library Services, Challenges and Opportunities.
As I look around this room, I see not just librarians, but the guardians of knowledge, the architects of our digital future, and the champions of information democracy. The theme of this conference, Artificial Intelligence, Revolutionizing Library Services, Challenges and Opportunities, could not be more timely or crucial for Sri Lanka's future. These rankings reflect our economic reality. Our high-tech exports amount to only about 1% of our total exports, compared to 12% in India, 22% in Thailand. Even more concerning is our educational investment. In 2022, government spending on education across primary, secondary and tertiary levels stood at just 1.5% of GDP, placing us third lowest globally, ahead of only Haiti and Laos. As you know, this is something that we've fought for since 2010-2011 to at least reach the minimum target of 6% of GDP for education.
Vice Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Senior Professor K.L. Vasantakumara, doctors, professors and a crowd including the officials of the Sri Lanka University Librarians Association were present at this occasion.
President Anura Kumara Disanayake says that he does not hesitate to take decisions in building the country and developing the economy. The President made these remarks when he met the members of the Sri Lanka Bankers Association at the President's office today. At this meeting, attention was focused on the influence caused by banks on building the economy and the problems faced by the bankers. They also focused attention on the importance of digitalizing and providing electronic identity card. The President stated that this program will be completed within a short period of 1.5 years. The President added that if the entrepreneurs misuse the toleration made by the banking system to protect the entrepreneurs in the face of economic crisis, it would be a problematic matter. He said, therefore, the entire banking process should be carried out in order to safeguard both the banking system and the entrepreneurs. The President also stressed in streamlining the informal economy of the country. Attention should be focused to protect the people who are dependent on the banking system.
Anuradhapura district candidate Kumudu Priyantha of National People's Force says that a methodology to revolutionarily govern the country without taking any political privileges after receiving a mandate in the forthcoming general election. He expressed these views in a rally held in Anuradhapura today. Anuradhapura district candidate Kumudu Priyantha of National People's Force said that the aim of all of us is to provide a rich country where a successful life can be lived by citizens. He added that this is being considered as a responsibility so that there is no any personal expectation in this respect. He further said that in given opportunity for a parliamentary representation, steps will be taken to engage in politics voluntarily without any privileges. He also said that in the next parliament which is to be introduced to the country, they are ready to provide the example of how to conduct the politics of the country voluntarily, and everyone has been included in the list without this conformity.
Leader of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, Sajith Premadasa, says that changes will be made in the tax policy under a SJB government that will be established after the general election. He added that this can be done only by his party. Sajith Premadasa expressed these views in a public rally organised at Homagama yesterday to confirm the victory of candidates who will be contesting in Colombo district for Samagi Jana Balawegaya. Leader of the SJB and Colombo district candidate Sajith Premadasa said that the Samagi Jana Balawegaya would be the certain winners in the general election. The President clearly indicated that the tax formula along with VAT and pay tax would be changed. He also added that the President also said that direct and indirect taxes would also be reduced, but after two rounds with the IMF, he was unable to decide on it, where the IMF opinion that the same cannot be changed. Sajith Premadasa said that taxes on the common man would be rectified after winning the general election. Former parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva said that in the economic policy of the SJB, the party will only discuss about a social market economic system. He added that with the leadership of Sajith Premadasa, the same system would be enacted and a market economy will also be activated along with it. He added that on the other hand, starting from the price of rice, consumers would be granted relief justifiably, where they will be able to live a dignified life. In the meantime, the Deputy Chief of the French Embassy in Sri Lanka, Marie-Noël Duris, met Defence Secretary Air Vice Marshal Sampath Tuyakonta at the Defence Ministry. The Deputy Chief, Marie-Noël Duris, was warmly welcomed by the Defence Secretary. According to the Ministry of Defence, further strengthening of long-term defence relations between the two countries has been discussed in the meeting. Defence officials of the two countries also attended the meeting.
Sri Lanka CERT alerts public to be aware of fake messages on social media and communication networks such as WhatsApp. Emergency Readiness Team SL CERT has warned the public financial fraud being carried out targeting social media platforms through WhatsApp. Issuing a statement, Sri Lanka CERT issued an alert on the surge in fake messages being circulated on social media, especially WhatsApp, attempting to obtain confidential information. They said that cyber criminals were using various methods to obtain sensitive information, such as one-time passwords, by sending fraudulent messages or embedded links. Warnings to the public of such claims. Sri Lanka said warned the public of the risk of sharing OTPs requested through WhatsApp, as this may unintentionally grant malicious intruders access to their accounts. This further revealed that several persons and their contacts have fallen victim to such financial scams, with incidents being reported across the country. Recent observations from Sri Lanka said indicated that the cyber criminals are using social media platforms, fake websites, SMS and even postal services to reach potential victims. In many cases, these messages falsely promise donations, monetary rewards, high-value productions or services and request sensitive information, including one-time passwords. By interacting with these fraudulent messages or clicking on embedded links, individuals risk exposing their personal data to criminal misuse, including financial fraud and identity theft. The organization has noted a concerning rise in the crimes and an increase in victims across the country, and users are urged to exercise caution and verify requests for OTPs or sensitive information, even if they seem to come from trusted sources. Additionally, SLCERT advises verifying the authenticity of messages received on social media and communication networks by consulting official websites, contacting institutions directly or checking through verified phone numbers before responding. And coconut plays an important role in the food culture of Sri Lanka. Coconut plays an important role in the food culture of Sri Lanka. Today, there's a great demand in the export market for coconuts due to the qualitative value and the taste of coconuts of Sri Lanka. Diana Ranatunga earns a considerable amount in foreign exchange by exporting desiccated coconut. Diana Ranatunga says that the country exports several varieties of desiccated coconut termed as fine, medium and chips. Since coconut in Sri Lanka is having a good milky flavor, there is a good demand for coconuts. She adds that people coconut buy at a higher price. This project has a lot of buyers in several countries in the form of export for desiccated and coconuts. A number of 60,000 to 70,000 coconuts are being used in the production process. Diana Ranatunga says that coconuts are being exported to Canada, Hungary, Czech Republic and the United Kingdom. Not only desiccated coconut, through the export of coconut products in the country earns around 1.5 billion rupees annually as a contribution to the gross domestic product. To what purpose the buyers of desiccated coconut use it? Diana Ranatunga said that value is being added with the help of natural ingredients and there is a good demand for it. It has also been used as snacks and snack products and also in cake toppings including chocolates and biscuits. The business started by her in the year 2013 did not have even a single factory. By today, there are around 210 direct employees and about 50,000 are benefited indirectly. Nothing is being wasted in the coconut that is used for the production. Diana Ranatunga said that coconut milk is being exported and coconut shells are used in the production of carbon. Coconut water is supplied to those who export. Scribble is used in the production of coconut oil. This export business has been credited with several awards by now. In response to a query as to what kind of contribution has been given to them by the Export Development Board, Diana Ranatunga said that when this is expected and appreciated by the Export Development Board, people come to know about the existence of an institution like this. She added that she has been a great supporter in the international market since it has been used by us in promotional materials.
We now move on to a few local news items in brief. Provision of dry ration to 300 low-income families in Kandy area along with the awarding of 10 scholarships to school children was conducted at the Malvathu Mahaviharaya yesterday. It has been done under the patronage of Mahanayaka of the Malvathu chapter, Most Venerable Tibbottuwave Sri Siddhartha Sumangala Thera. Bhikkhuni Shri Da Hong of Anfu Viharaya in China, along with the patrons of the Viharaya, also provided contributions to this project. 5 persons, including the chief organizer of Balapitiya from Samagijana Balavege and the Galle district candidate attorney at law Kamal Jayantha Disova, has been taken into custody. This has been done by the Ambalangoda police. They have been taken into custody following information received by the police hotline. Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas.
Kottumi, Pantamai.
We now move on to news overseas. The Lebanese Health Ministry stated that at least 60 people have been killed in Israeli attacks on Lebanon's eastern Bekaa Valley.
2 children were among those killed and 58 people were wounded in strikes which targeted 16 areas in the Baalbek region.
Israeli strikes on Lebanon's Bekaa Valley overnight killed more than 60 people. 2 children were among those killed and 58 were reported injured. The Israeli military has not yet commented regarding the attack. Meanwhile, Hezbollah names Naim Qassem as the new chief, replacing Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in Beirut in late September by an Israeli strike.
Tragic fireworks accident during the annual Kaliyattam festival near Kerala's Neeleswaram area has left over 150 people injured, with 8 individuals reported in critical condition.
Over 150 people were injured and 8 people were reported in critical condition in a fireworks accident during a temple festival near Kerala's Neeleswaram area. Initial reports suggested that the accident was triggered by a fire at a nearby fireworks storage facility, raising concerns about safety protocols in place during the festival. The Kerala police has arrested 2 suspects.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
We now move on to sports news. The Sri Lankan team, which won the runners-up trophy in the Asian Netball Championship, and the Sri Lanka Cricket A team that also won the runners-up trophy in the Emerging Asia Cricket Tournament, arrived in the island today.
They were given a warm welcome at the Katunayake Bandaranaike International Airport. The Asian Netball Tournament was held in Bangalore, India. Sri Lanka reacted and reached the final for the consecutive 3rd time with the hope of winning the Asian Netball crown. In the final, Sri Lanka played with Singapore, and after a close contest, Singapore won the match as 67 to 64 points. Sri Lanka netball team had won the Asian crown on 6 previous occasions, and they were the runners-up for the 4th time, and Sri Lanka netball team was captained by Thulangi Wanitilaka.
The finals of the Emerging Asia Cup Cricket Tournament was held in Oman, and the match was played between Sri Lanka and Afghanistan A teams. Afghanistan won the match and was able to become the champions, and Sri Lanka became the runners-up. Officials from Sri Lanka Cricket, including some others, were present to receive the team at the Katunayake Bandaranaike International Airport.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
With that, we'll be wrapping up tonight's news. Just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing with Sharifa. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.